The end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. For in all states of created beings capable of law, where there is no law, there is no freedom. John Locke. Revolutions and the idea of inalienable rights are concepts we see day to day. They are repeated in our media, they are seen on our televisions and cell phones as countries every day fight for their right to self-govern, for their own inalienable rights, life, liberty, and property. Over the past 100 years alone, there have been 83 revolutions, from freedom for countries to rights for citizens. However, where did the concept of inalienable rights come from that was used to justify many of the early revolutions?
John Locke really is to be considered the father of classical liberalism. His two treatises of government shape much of our current ideology, that we hand over some of our personal freedoms so as to protect our rights. His ideals really did lead England's glorious revolution. John Locke inspired one of our greatest philosophers during the French Revolution, Charles Louis II, Baron de la Brede et Montesquieu. Montesquieu saw himself as Locke's successor in the liberal tradition, and modestly claimed only to wish to adapt Locke's general principles to the particular conditions of France.
However, where the concept of inalienable rights really took hold as a foundation for government was not in Europe, but across the Atlantic.
He expressed the radical view that government is morally obliged to serve people, namely by protecting life, liberty, and property. He explained the principle of checks and balances to limit government power. He favored representative government and a rule of law. He denounced tyranny. He insisted that when government violates individual rights, people may legitimately rebel. And boy, did we rebel, really put those redcoats in their place. Yeah! City folk, they just don't get it. Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, all inspired by his writings. Jefferson said John, along with compatriot Algernon Sidney, were the most important thinkers on liberty.
John Locke really did do much for his ideals really spread around the world. South American Creole frustrations turned to the ideas from the Enlightenment. John Locke, along with others, would later inspire great leaders in several South American independence movements.
England, France, the United States, and most of South America, countries separated by thousands of miles, all turned to the ideas of John Locke when discussing what government should really entail. The ideas of personal, inalienable rights became a catalyst and was used in discussion for all these revolutions. Today, people still fight for those rights. His influence crossed national boundaries and has lasted the test of time.